Hi, my name is Alan Bracken, and today I want to share a little bit about taking responsibility. Some things I've learned that have helped me that I hope help you. Number one, it starts with me. Taking responsibility starts with me. Number two, it's not easy to do. And number three, I've noticed a direct connection between my taking responsibility and my level of happiness. Amanda and I have been married almost 16 years, and I can remember when we first were married, me thinking that if she would just listen to me. I was running a business and having some level of success, and I thought, you know what, if things will get better if you just listen to me. I got some insight that if you do, it's going to be better for me and you. And oh boy, I had a lot to learn. I can remember thinking about my employees, just thinking that, you know what, hey, you struggle with getting to work on time. What makes you think you don't need my help in all these other areas of your life? And if you'll just listen to me, you'll be happier, I'll be a lot happier, and things will be better for you. And I know that is really arrogant, but it was the reality that I was living in at the time, because I didn't take responsibility for me personally, and that I had, as the leader, I had a responsibility to go first. And the reason that they weren't listening to me is because of the old saying that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And my wife, my employees, they knew I really didn't care about them. I loved three people. Those three people just happened to be me, myself, and I. And I loved all three of us really well. Now, of course, I wouldn't admit to that or tell you that, but the thing about it is, those were my actions. Not my words, but my actions. And here's what I've learned. What's in your heart comes out through your actions. My wife, my employees, sure, they did some things I said, particularly my employees, because I was paying them. But until I started taking responsibility as the leader, saying, hey, you know what, I've got to change some things, and I've got to go first here, and I've got to lead myself and really care. And that's a process. Me going from an arrogant, selfish person to a person that is caring about those I'm leading takes time. And that's point number two. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to admit, first of all, that you're the problem. It was not easy for me to admit that I was the biggest problem. And there was a few reasons it wasn't easy for me. And the first one is, I knew I wasn't the only problem. In other words, I knew other people played a part, had a role in it. So I won't struggle with that. Number two, it was humbling to admit that I was the problem, because guess what? I wanted to be right. I like to be right. I was the leader. The leader's supposed to be right, I thought. And then number three, I felt a little bit weak. I felt a little bit weak when I said, hey, I'm the problem. I'm the biggest problem. That's not an empowering feeling. But it was amazing what happened as I began to overcome some of those barriers. Now, here's the thing. It still was hard. It still was hard to walk this out. Take responsibility. Not shift blame to somebody else, to a situation. Not making excuses. Not saying, hey, but you did this, this, and this. And blame that other person. Just owning it. That's tough. It's tough to do. But then that leads me to point three. The more I did it, the happier I was. And here's why. I had to come to the place and realize that I had the choice. In other words, I could blame. That's easy to do. I could make excuses. That's easy to do. Very common. Most people do that well. What's hard is to make the choice that I'm going to choose how I respond to those certain situations and circumstances. And owning up and taking responsibility for my choice and how I respond made all the difference in the world. In my level of even enjoyment in life and happiness. So that connection between taking responsibility and me being happy, there's a direct connection there. Not blaming someone or something for what happens, but owning my part of it. Me taking responsibility, even though it's not easy, brings happiness, increased happiness for me. And I believe it can do the same for you. So I hope you enjoyed my thoughts today on taking responsibility.